What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Denise Salcedo here with Righteous Reg, and we are the California Connection. And today we are going to be predicting future AEW champions. We're going to go through the categories, of course, of the different championships and whatnot, and predict two names per championship of who we think will be champions come the year 2025. Reg, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited. I went through the names. I pretty much went through the AEW roster and kind of thought about who is kind of set up for it. And 2025 feels pretty exciting just doing that, Denise. So yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think so too. I was kind of having a lot of fun with this. I was thinking like I could go like really crazy and come up with some wild ideas, or I can go with based on like people's trajectory and
Yeah,
see who it might be. So there's some where I'm like, it could happen. And then there's some where I'm like, all right, I'm fantasy booking now.
it's a
So we'll
stretch.
see. But here's the thing, Reg. This is the fun thing about this video. This video is going to give us bragging rights.
It
So
is.
if come 2025, any of your champions actually become champions in this category, you have bragging rights.
I'm gonna send them right to this video. I said it. I knew it. 2024, just because that's what I do. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely come back to this video. That's for sure.
All right, well, let's do it. We're going to kick things off with the AEW Continental Championship. Reg, you're the guest. Give us your first name.
I think that this one has the potential to be what really kind of leads 2025. I think that currently Okada's the Continental Classic champion, and I'm predicting that he's going to win the 2024 Continental Classic. And I feel like there shouldn't be any big, huge losses, or he shouldn't lose that championship until he loses it to the eventual champion at All In 2025. That is the returning, by that point, Kenny Omega. I think there's only one person in the world that could beat Okada for that championship, and this is the perfect storm of what they've been trying to do with this company since the beginning of Kenny Omega versus Okada in a huge match, All In 2025 Texas Stadium. It's like it just makes the most sense. And then I think naturally off of that, you're just telling this.
Pause. Don't
Oh,
give your second one yet. You're going to
okay.
give your. Oh, you were
I was
already
gonna
going to
go
the
into
second
the
one?
second one.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
not
no,
yet.
okay,
Not yet. Not yet. Okay, because I have to give my first one. Okay,
okay.
Reg, we're vibing here
We're
because
vibing.
I was thinking who would be the person to defeat Okada, like the person that would make the most sense and it would mean the most, and a person that has not won this championship. And my first person was also Kenny Omega.
It only makes sense.
Yes. All right. So with that being said, that leaves the second option to kind of be really open ended. Who's your second person?
It doesn't feel as open-ended to me because I feel like a lot of people already the issue is he's a champion now, so it's kind of throwing people's brains off. But going into the Continental Classic this year, I think a lot of people want the current international champion Takeshita to win the tournament, and I don't think he will. I think Okada's going to be the one to win the tournament. But Kenny Omega beats Okada, and then who's the next natural person in AEW to beat Kenny Omega for that championship? Takeshita. It only makes sense. It's like right there. They've been telling this story. He has those 2 wins over Kenny. They could tell this story of what he's become even since then. Like, just makes the most sense. Takeshita, Kenny Omega, we're making a gazillion dollars.
Reg, you're not going to believe me.
Same.
I also had Konosuke Takeshita. Right when you said, "Oh, this person is already a champion," I was like, "It's fucking Konosuke Takeshita."
Yep.
And that's also like part of what I was thinking too. Was like, okay, the proper person to defeat Okada would be Kenny Omega. All right, well, who would I want to see defeat Kenny Omega? Someone that's going to be like really, really benefiting from defeating Kenny,
Yep.
Konosuke Takeshita. So
Easily.
we had the exact same picks here.
That's hilarious.
Next up, AEW World Trios Champions. I don't know what this is going to look like, to be honest.
Um,
What's your first pick?
See, I had like a couple of different options. Like, I kind of sat there and thought like we could create some new things. There's some people kind of on the horizon, but I think like maybe they should just get back to the roots. And I think that currently, since the creation of the Trios Champions, the best Trios Champions that there ever were the House of Black. I think right now with what we've seen recently of their tag team work and them kind of getting more of a push, giving the House of Black back the trios championships, let them all as a unit trying to work and cook and continue to do what they've been doing. I think will build that division a little bit more and really kind of reestablish those championships, because they're kind of in a space of like nobody really, that's not the most important championship at all in AEW. Like people barely know or care about them. I think if you get it back to them and let them cook, it could be pretty dope.
All right. Okay. So you went like a different route than me on this one, because
Yeah,
I was trying to think like, okay, I want to go into like more of like new champions, like people who haven't been trios champions.
that's
And like
fair.
there's only a handful of trios in right now in AEW. And then I started kind of thinking like, oh wait, there's actually a little bit more than I like realized in terms of how many there are. So I actually have 4 options here. So I'm gonna try to pick my best 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with one that people here in the chat are gonna be so mad about. They're gonna be furious. But I'm not doing this because I want them to win the Trios Championship, but because seeing the booking of this group, I can't imagine that at one point they're not going to be Trios Champion. The Learning Tree. You know it's going to happen. How can it not? Once Jericho's done doing the Nueve, what other new thing is he going to want to do? What other new bout will there be?
Actually, I kind of like it, I think. You know, when Chris Jericho, before he had won the ROH championship, I was kind of thinking, well, what is this group gonna do? And that was one thought that had crossed my mind. Like they could be trios champions. And I think if like you want to build them, like that's a pretty good way to.
Right?
I'm
See,
not mad
okay,
at
I'm
it.
not too far
Yeah.
off. All right, who's your second pick?
Um, see, I had 2 different options. Like I wanted to go like Dark Order just for like AEW, just to pay tribute to a team that's been here for a long time. But that would be so like Denise wouldn't like it. And like there's a you know what I mean?
It
There's a
feels
bunch
a little bit of a step backwards, I think.
that's what I'm saying. There's a sect of fans that are gonna be like, Dark Order, I don't really know. So I don't think that's the way that I would go. I probably would go finish up with Christian Cage and this contract that he has, because I kind of don't really love that gimmick anyways, and make the patriarchy the trios champions. I guess Kip Sabian's in there now. Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian, and Christian Cage is talking and being who he is and just building that. I think that's a good way to go.
What's interesting is that I also had the patriarchy on my list. They're not my official
Mhm.
pick since you already chose them, but
Yeah.
I actually had it as Kill Switch, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
instead of
kill
Christian Cage,
switch.
because I figured Christian Cage might be doing something else. There's 2 other teams that I'm debating on.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go with the Undisputed Kingdom.
With Adam Cole.
So it would be Matt Taven, Roderick Strong,
Wait,
and Adam Cole,
what
right?
about Mike Bennett?
Oh no, sorry. Then take out Adam Cole and put Mike Bennett.
No. You're thinking of what they did this week, or it won't be this week, but the Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and
No, I don't
Roderick
want
Strong. You
them.
don't want
No.
Kyle? What do
No, I'm
you mean?
thinking Matt Taven, Mike Bennett,
And Roderick Strong.
and Roderick Strong.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the one. Yes,
Okay.
that's the version
That
of this.
makes more sense. I'm like, don't break up the kingdom for this.
No, I want this. I want that because I feel like these guys have been sort of in the background of a lot of this and haven't really gotten like a real opportunity. And one of the
Agreed.
people that's always sort of like catching my attention in these like little skits and things is Matt Taven. I
He's
always
good.
feel like people forget that he's good and people forget that he's also like really funny. So I kind of want to see them reap some of the rewards of always being the guys in the shadow. So that's why I decided to go with them. So they're my official pick, the Learning Tree and Undisputed Kingdom. I was almost
Yes.
going to go with the conglomeration too. That was another thought, but then I was like, nah, I'll just stick with Undisputed Kingdom.
I kind of want them to break up. I don't really like that group anymore. I like all those guys, but I want them to be separate. So
Yeah, I get you. I get you. All right, here
Mhm.
we go. TNT Champion.
TNT Dynamite. Okay, there's I think my 2 choices might be kind of separate mission statements, separate things that they want to accomplish. I think I want to get back to open challenge format with the TNT Championship. Like Jack Perry kind of does that, but it's not as glamorized, it's not as promoted as it should be. I think that the next natural progression, like Daniel Garcia, is probably the one that's going to defeat Jack Perry. And so I think the person to defeat him, though, is we are having this great run of this young guy, Kyle Fletcher. I think if we get back to that format of a weekly open challenge format. And Kyle Fletcher is the TNT champion, and he's taking on all the best of the best, whether it be an AEW or Ring of Honor or anybody that's put in there to kind of have this showcase match. Kyle Fletcher is my answer right now.
All right, I don't hate it. I'm all here for it. I actually love your answer more than my answer because my answer is Adam Cole.
Oh,
And I went with
okay.
Adam Cole as TNT champion because I prefer. I know. Okay, look. Based on how they've been booking Adam Cole, you know they love Adam Cole. You know they're gonna want to give him a championship. You know
Yeah.
he's gonna have to be in the focus. I don't want that to be the AEW World Champion. I don't want it to be the content. I mean, I just don't want it to be the AEW World Champion. So I'm trying to think like, okay, what would be another option, another place to put Adam Cole in? I would say the TNT Championship.
That's probably the best place, honestly, if we're thinking of where all the what's next and where the current divisions sit. That's probably the best case scenario for him, especially kind of what we've been seeing recently.
Right. Okay, second pick. What do you got?
See, second pick might be kind of controversial, especially coming from me. But we just had a debut this year. The Hurt Syndicate, I think, is destroying it. And I think, people, because of his history, his pedigree, and who he is, people are immediately going to want Bobby Lashley to be world champion. But I think if we threw a little curveball and Bobby Lashley entered the TNT Championship division and started destroying fools on TV all the time, and he's just like a dominant champion, TNT would love it. I think it'd be hot for TV. And like that as the first championship of Bobby Lashley, I think would be kind of cool.
It's funny because we started this whole thing being on the same wavelength, and we're totally different on this one because you thought, and I like your Bobby Lashley idea. It's great. It's great. I really do. I thought about this in a whole entirely different way. I thought about like, okay, when I think about like some of the former champions, like Darby Allin, like he was one of my favorites, right? But I think about this championship being an opportunity to really get someone like leapfrog them into something else, right? Except for Adam Cole. Sorry, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Specifically for this person.
Except Adam Cole.
This person had a lot of buzz and was very popular and then kind of got stuck with a championship that nobody cared about. Hook. And so I think that Hook, you don't want to let like any of his like aura like fade away. I think you need to like preserve that and keep that going. I would love to see Hook really start to make a name for himself in AEW as TNT champion.
See, my issue is I was going to say that's the workers championship though, but every championship in AEW is the workers championship. So like there has to be
fun matches.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they could put him in different positions and in certain situations, he could definitely excel. I feel like exactly how you described Adam Cole is the way I would describe Hook in that position. So it's like, yeah, but like I don't want beyond that.
Because right now I think they're still treating Hook like a kid.
They are.
He's still a kid.
Yeah.
You got to present him like a man now.
And
so how do you get rid of that? You have him legitimately win this championship, defend it, and all of a sudden you're going to start looking at him a little differently.
I think those words that you just said there, Denise, are what Hook needs, like legit and legitimate. That doesn't feel like it feels like he carried his dad's championship for a long time and he was kind of coddled and like put into the best positions. We need to see him away. We need to see him somewhere else, and the TNT Championship could be the place for that.
I feel you. All right, so next championship, we got the AEW International Championship. Who's your first pick?
The AEW International Championship. See, I thought about this one for Kenny Omega upon him coming back for a little bit, but I thought the story that we told over there with the Continental division was the best place. Right now, my best pick for going into 2025, and I think could carry this championship in some different places and have some cool matches, is the leader of the Bang Bang Gang, Switchblade Jay White. I think Jay White as the international champion, carrying that belt, the belt will look good on him. He's, of course, amazing wrestler, amazing talker. Put him in these different places, different positions, have him in the UK, have him in his homeland, like in all these different places as the international champion, being Jay White. I think that's a lot of money right there.
I'm here for that. Hey, you guys know I want Jay White on top. Everyone
knows. That's true.
But okay, I went with a different direction. I think I went with one that I thought was more likely to actually happen soon.
Yeah.
Ricochet. Based off
Ah.
of the attack that we saw, I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, they're already teasing that he's got his eye on this championship. So I went with Ricochet because I thought he'd be a safe bet. And I feel like coming off of that really great triple threat match that we saw with Will and Kanosuke, I really feel like, okay, you kind of got to reward Ricochet for that because he was part of this too. Like Will Ospreay's got this trajectory that is so high.
Yep.
Kanosuke Takeshita, he's finally getting his due on the show. All right, Ricochet was also part of this three-way dance. I want to see this guy also, continue what he's been doing here in AEW because he's gotten off to a really good start. So Ricochet is my first answer.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. I would like that a lot. And I think him internationally and, taking that championship to different places is awesome. My second pick is kind of a selfish pick because this guy is already currently a champion. He's involved in like one of the biggest stories in AEW. He's one third of the trios champions currently. Pac has already been the international champion, but I think at that time it wasn't as appreciated and it wasn't put into the same lights it could be put in now. I just selfishly like to see this guy against all the best wrestlers in the world. And I think having Pac as the international champion, wrestling anybody one-on-one and getting time on any television is $1,000,000. And I think I want to see him as a singles champion in 2025. So Pac is my second answer.
All right. I also really like that answer. It's a good one. I really like Pac. I'm a Pac girl. Like I like him a whole lot. This person you mentioned for a different championship, and so I feel like I'm kind of on the same wavelength here. I just guess I thought about it in a different direction. It's Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
We've been putting him over like nonstop every week on the show because he's really been delivering. And so I was just thinking, like, who's somebody that I could really see defending this title? I know, and it's so funny because I was thinking also like a workhorse title, but then you're right,
Yeah.
like every AEW
They're
title
all
is a
of them.
workhorse title. So I guess I should have thought about that sooner. But I went with Kyle Fletcher here. I'm like, this is another guy that I think could really, really benefit from being AEW International Champion. So that's why I went with him.
I think your two picks are the most logical. Like next year, like though you'll probably be coming back to this video specifically for those two guys in that championship, just because those make the most sense. And like, yeah, those guys should be some kind of champion, and this will be a good start for both of them.
All right, here we go. AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Tag team
This one was the
champions.
hardest one for me, Reg.
Why? Because there's a lot, or because you don't like tag team wrestling?
No, because I didn't think there was enough options.
That's what I.
There was not enough options.
You don't like tag team wrestling, do you?
All right, who do you got? Who's your first person?
Okay, this is
persons.
my first persons is gonna be another very controversial, if you know Righteous Reg lore in the tag team division. I think these guys
No, I know
have
what you're gonna say.
really turned the corner and they have really changed on everything that I used to previously think of them. Austin and damn Colton Gunn.
I
These
knew it.
kids changed everything I ever thought of. I'm like, these Billy Gunn kids, but they dress like Shawn Michaels, they wrestle like blah blah blah. But the way that they've been in the Bang Bang Gang, I think one of them is out hurt, and I hope that he returns soon. The way that they're in the Bang Bang Gang, they naturally fit in. They're great comically. They're awesome in the ring. They can talk, like they have it all. I think them leading this division, just as these cocky guys that they are, taking on all the best tag teams, continuing to grow and become better tag teams. The Guns are my first answer. I know you guys. Go back to a year or two ago, and I'd be like, what, the Guns? But no, the Guns.
All right. This one is also a controversial pick for me.
Oh, okay.
Because this person I also mentioned just previously winning a singles championship. But just in case, I want to cover my bases. Aussie Open.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
I could do it, Reg. I could do it. Okay. Just in case AEW decides, let's link them back in there with Mark Davis, then Aussie Open.
Damn, that's my answer too. I didn't know we could cheat like that, Denise. Good one though. That's a really good one.
Cheating.
That's a good one. Because we were talking on the show, and you're like, I don't want that at all. They better never be a tag team again. Run the clip back, because remember when she was like, "Oh, that's a step backwards for."
And weren't you just being like, I hate the Guns?
But I admitted up to my little mistakes. Okay.
So did I. I literally just said in the beginning of this, I said people are not going to be expecting this answer.
That's a great answer. And that should be, if they are going to get them back together, like that should be who it is.
Second pick, Reg.
See, the issue with the tag team division is I think like there's a lot of selfish picks. Like selfishly, I want Top Flight to be it just because I think that they deserve it and they've been put into a lot of positions. But I think following up Private Party and that kind of deal with Top Flight is just like it doesn't make a lot of sense story wise. You need somebody not totally opposite, but somebody different than the style they kind of presented, so you could present a different thing. So I'm just gonna go. I know you guys dumb and stupid, don't do it, but listen, you got these guys still in their prime. Dax and Cash, dude, they're here. I know.
Again?
I know. Listen, Denise, I know. You got these guys in their fucking prime, though, dude. They
I know.
lead tag team wrestling like no, like we saw. Anytime you put them in the position to have a banging match, put them in the main event, let them do some old school tag team wrestling. There's just not a lot of people in the world better than them. I know, don't go back, but like if you want to get this division back, Dax and Cash are the way to do it. FTR, brother, let's go.
Oh man, my second pick. Everyone's gonna be like, what? 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 Again, these people have a very good connection to somebody that has a lot of pull.
What?
I'm going with Brian Keith and Big Bill
Oh,
as an odd couple tag team.
yes. I like this.
And I'm like, I can see it happening. Again, they're with Jericho. You don't think Jericho's gonna want his guys with gold? That is if they don't win the Trios Championship. I can see it for that particular reason. And I don't know if we've had like an odd couple tag team like that. I mean, we have, right?
Does Ricky
Oh, Ricky
start?
Starks
Yeah, I
then.
was gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah. I was
like
thinking the
one of
same
these
thing too.
guys.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm going with Brian Keith and Big Bill.
I like that. That's an actual good logical choice. So
That's where I went with logic.
mm.
All right. TBS champion. Ooh.
TBS Championship. It depends on what they want to do with Mercedes. Do they want to continue the reign? Do they want to have it be a long reign? I think if they want to extend it into all in 2025 and they kind of already told the story at the damn press conference for all in 2025. It's Texas, it's a big show. You have this person already on your roster and you haven't given her the proper opportunity. The current and probably won't be Ring of Honor champion by the time this video comes out. Athena, there's only one person on this roster. I'm like, yo, if you want to be a huge match, you want to do the thing, Athena and Mercedes is the way to make a gazillion dollars. At the press conference for the show, they're standing next to each other. It's like, Luke, that's the match right there. Athena's from Texas. You've already set this up by doing a bunch of Ring of Honor shows in Texas recently to establish who she is. Athena defeating Mercedes in an epic showdown is my first one, like far and away. I didn't even have to think for a second for that one.
Wow. Okay, we're so different. I was thinking Mariah May because I'm like, okay, she's AEW Women's World
She's already the champion.
Yeah, but she's AEW Women's World Champion. She's not going to be AEW Women's World Champion forever. So I'm like, I don't want to see like Mariah May like just not have nothing. So I kind of was like, okay, well, TBS champion. I'm going to put Mariah May.
Mm.
That was my thought process. I don't want to see Mariah with nothing. So I put her with a TBS championship. But Tony has talked about how proud he is of the Mariah May hire. So I'm like, all right, you want to keep building her as a star? Like he's got something with Mariah. So that's why I went with her.
That's a pretty okay answer, I guess.
All right, your number 2.
My second choice is I know people will be like, damn, again, but it's like not again, and it's different. And like she was the most over wrestler you had in your entire company for a long time. Tony Storm, if Tony Storm comes back, she enters into this epic long month feud with Mercedes, gets locked into the same kind of thing she was with Mariah, and her and Mercedes tell the story. And she's the one to defeat Mercedes, and she is the TNT champion, TBS champion, and the history of that channel. And she does the tributes to the networks. Like her as a TBS champion, she's already amazing. We know what she would do as champion. It's kind of not going backwards, but it's like we already know what Tony Storm could do. Maybe there's some new blood that could have the championship. But like again, in their prime, give this lady the championship. So Tony Storm is my second choice.
That's an okay answer.
Now leave me alone.
I'm going with Jamie Hayter.
Oh yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I feel like, obviously former AEW Women's World Champion. She got injured and didn't get to really finish that out. Right now, I have some other ideas for the AEW Women's World Champion, but I didn't want to exclude Jamie. I do think Jamie is I think she's due a championship only for the simple fact that she never really got to really run through the entire like a proper course of her as AEW Women's World Champion. So that's why I'm like, I want to see what Jamie with a championship looks like, but with a longer period of time. So that's why I went with Jamie Hayter.
Good one.
All right. So here we go. AEW Women's World Champion.
Great, incredible transition here because same choice on mine, but on the other championship. Jamie Hayter is my first choice for the Women's World Championship. I think that by the time we get to whenever that moment is, she's going to be in that position and primed and just as hot as she should be. They just got to get her in more matches, get her in more positions. The fans are already have this connection with her, but as she's given more, she's put into better positions, she's going to be an even higher plane. And having her defeat Mariah May, she's a baby face, like all of it like makes a lot of sense. And the match is going to be great. I think naturally Jamie Hayter, like you said, is going to need some kind of championship or some kind of representation leading into 2025. So she's my first choice for Women's World Champ.
All right, I went a totally different direction, and I went with the direction of somebody that has proven themselves over and over again. Everything this girl does turns into gold. Willow Nightingale. I think she has proven herself over and over again. That Mercedes feud, that was like proof right there. I remember coming on here with you, Reg, and as soon as we were done, with the pay-per-view, we were talking about how Mercedes and Willow were money. Like they were so money. Like it was so good. And I feel like Willow, really, she proved herself. She really did. She hung in there. She got over with the audience. I feel like Willow is due AEW Women's World Championship.
Willow is my second answer too. So
all right. What was your reasoning?
I'm like, yeah, I mean, like after everything that's happened, after all the things that she did just this year, that incredible match with Mercedes, she was CMLL Women's Champion. Like she's just been in every position. I think back to that Statlander street fight that they had. Like anytime she's getting given an opportunity, she knocks it all the way out of the park. And she's just such a great personality, one that I've been behind for so many years. And I think she definitely needs a crowning moment of becoming AEW Women's Champion, getting a nice long run and getting to, to reap the benefits of what she's been doing. Willow Nightingale, far and away.
All right, and my second pick for this one is Mercedes Moné. I don't know how she wouldn't be AEW Women's World Champion. Like, if she drops the TBS Championship, you think we're going to be seeing the CEO, the person that Tony Khan paid God knows how much money to Mercedes? You think he's going to have her walking out there with no gold around her waist?
Absolutely not.
She is going to be AEW Women's World Champion. It's just a matter of when.
Most of the early run of Mercedes' AEW run is going to be with her with the championship. Like if it's not the TBS champion, she'll have not the TBS championship for a couple weeks and be immediately into the Women's World Champion. You have to have her with the belt because it's Mercedes, another in their prime. Like, yeah, that makes the most sense. That was my other answer besides Willow. It's like, if Mercedes drops a TBS championship, then like the Women's World Championship is the next thing.
It really is. All right, we're down to the last one, AEW World Champion.
The AEW
we have to have the same picks here.
I would think so.
I would hope so. What's your first one?
This is hard, Denise. This was the hardest one.
This was the easiest one for me. I didn't even blink. I was like, type.
It depends on how quickly and how many changes you would want. Because I feel like the story that they've been telling with Jon Moxley as the champion, the person that needs to beat him is Darby Allin. Like, I feel like we're slowly building to that. Like, they're telling a story of Moxley having these other opponents and taking on these things, but like the one common thing is Darby Allin is still on your ass. I think that Darby has to be AEW World Champion eventually, and I think the person that's number one set up to beat Jon Moxley is Darby Allin. So my first choice is Darby Allin.
Well, I guess it wasn't that hard then, Reg, because my first choice was also Darby Allin. I was like, what are we doing? Like, it's so easy, Darby Allin. All right, like this has been something we've been talking about nonstop. The fans want it. It has to happen. Like, it's gonna feel like so good. I think when we see Darby win the title, it's gonna be like, damn, he finally did it. You know?
But
So yes,
the issue
Darby Allin.
is every time we talk about this on Grapsity, my co-host always throws that wrench into the plan. He's all, well, that's going to be the guy that Christian cashes in the contract on. And I'm like,
No, we don't have to do that.
it has, if it's anybody, it
No.
has to be Darby. And like, that's what sucks about it.
No,
so I'm
and
like,
you know
I
what?
kind of
That would
don't
be a
want it.
terrible idea. That would be a terrible
That's what
idea.
I'm saying.
I don't think they would do that. I think they understand the AEW audience, and I think they understand that having Darby win would be like having Bryan Danielson win, where we waited
Agreed.
so long to see it happen.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right, Denise. Yeah, I think that they know the audience, and the audience would fucking hate that.
Yes, they would fucking hate it. So, Tony Khan, if you're watching this video trying to get some booking ideas, do not do that. Okay, Anthony? Do not do it.
Denise is wilding, you guys.
All right, second option.
Okay, so I think this is where it got a little bit complicated for me because it felt like Darby was the immediate thing. Now, there's two choices that I have here, I think, is my issue. Do you want to go back to back? Essentially, I don't think Darby Allin's reign has to be long at all. Like, it could be fucking one show, it could be a month, it could be however long. And like, that doesn't determine why that's great. I think the moment happening is going to be great, and him having a few defenses is going to be great. Do you want to immediately go back to another heel in Hangman Adam Page? Like, because Hangman Adam Page coming in and destroying Darby Allin, I think tells an amazing story for Hangman Adam Page. But I don't think we've said this guy's name one time on this podcast. Will Ospreay needs some gold. He is the number one wrestler in this company. There's no way we can go an entire 2025, Denise Salcedo, and Will Ospreay not be the AEW World Champ. We can't.
So who's your official second pick?
It has to be Ospreay. Like, I don't care. Like, there's no way we could go an entire 2025 and that guy not be AEW World Champion. You can't. You can't do it.
You see, Reg, proving my damn freaking point. This was the easiest one because I also had Will Ospreay.
You can't do it, Denise. You can't. You can't not have an entire year and this will not be the champion.
Keep in mind, this doesn't mean that it's Will Ospreay. You're saying Will Ospreay defeats Darby. No, we're just predicting two champions for 2025. Shit, it could be one at the top of the year, one at the end of the year, one in the middle. We don't know when. Mm-hmm. So Will Ospreay. So like, I know you were saying Hangman Page, but it's Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is the best wrestler in AEW. His matches are freaking insane. And his promos are phenomenal. He's got, everything that you want in a wrestler, right? He's a great wrestler, has a catchphrase. That's good with the bruv stuff. People are interested in him. He's decent looking. What else? Good promo.
Oh,
what else do you want in a champion? I don't know what else you want. He's got it all. So
and I thought that was so funny how we went this whole show. We didn't say him for any other championship.
Him for the creme.
He has to. Yeah, he has. There's no other way. Like, it's like every time he talks, every time he does a match, like, it's like, this is the guy. He's telling you with every move that he makes that I'm the world champion of this company, you guys. So yeah.
I told you, Reg, this was the easiest one. And you were like, well, no. And I'm like,
well, because I could see Hangman Page being like just beating Ospreay's ass too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he could be champion. We don't know. But official picks, Darby Allin and Will Ospreay. You know what's crazy, Reg? We started the same with the Continental Championship when we both chose Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita. During the middle, we just like went different directions. And then at the end, again, we both had the same ones. We closed it out nicely. Alrighty, everyone. Well, there you have it. That was Reg and I predicting 2025 AEW champions. Please let us know what your predictions are in the comments section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there a name that you prefer for any of these categories? Let us know in the comment section below. And please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I hope you're enjoying all of these daily videos. If you are, let us know. And don't forget to catch us each and every single Wednesday night chatting AEW Dynamite. Catch you guys on the next one.